Hello and welcome. Today we continue our ongoing series, I Married a Russian Woman, and You Should Too. We continue our Back to Basics sub-series so that you may collect as much knowledge and resources as possible in your search for a nice Russian lady for marriage. Yes, I am comfortable. Last episode, I introduced 4 maxims. We called them Jonny D's maxims to search for a nice Russian wife. And so this is part 2 in that series. These maxims are important. You need to study them, write them down, copy and paste them, put them on your dresser, whatever you need to do, and keep them in the front of your mind at all times during your journey. I'm going to review our maxims. Jonny D's maxims to search for a Russian wife are as follows. Number 1, most Russian women on the websites are very serious and are serious about looking for a husband. Number 2, Russian women are working twice as hard as you to communicate with you. Number 3, most Russian ladies have been through many trials, tribulations, and challenges, actually ordeals, in their online search for a husband. And number 4, please be mindful you are dealing with a cultural barrier, a language barrier, and a time zone barrier. So let us now take a closer look at maxims number 3 and 4. So maxim number 3, most Russian ladies have been through many trials and tribulations and challenges in their online search for a husband. This maxim has many elements and layers to it, and we will review them. The ladies endure the same challenges that we do, we USA men, concerns of deceit and fraud, and even more challenges. My biggest concern was I was being deceived or scammed by a hairy Russian man named Boris and everything. It turned out that never occurred, but that was a concern before I got started on these things. And so one of the things that the Russian ladies endure are the Nigerian scammers and the fake profiles. They endure more of it than we do. I never, to my knowledge, saw a fake profile, to my knowledge, and never endured on the online websites for Russian ladies. I never endured any Nigerian scammers that I'm aware of. All the profiles seem to be real. Another thing the Russian ladies endure is the deceitful and fraudulent marriage agency websites. It happens. The next item that the Russian ladies endure is what I just call it horrible behavior. Many women will communicate with a man for a while, and then he starts to ask for nude performances, nude photographs, and some of them start masturbating on camera. It's absolutely horrible. Please be patient. Some of these ladies have endured some horrible things. Another item that the Russian ladies have run into, I call them the good time men. They just want to travel, wine and dine and romance and receive romance and have a good time and trip the town fantastic. But they are not serious for marriage. And so a lot of these ladies label these men sex tourists. So they have a good time. Thank you. I'll call you when I get back to USA and so forth. The next thing that ladies have to endure is basically deceitful men. They have long communication, many weeks, many months, and promises of marriage and promises of romance and promises to travel, I'll come see you, and promises I'll bring you to see me. And then one day, just out of the blue, crickets. They ghost, they disappear. And the ladies wonder why. It happens more to them than it does to us. The ladies never hear from them again. And so they've spent a large amount of time and effort on communication, and it becomes for nothing. The next item is the Russian ladies endure and have to deal with are the non-serious men. These some men enter the websites with good intentions to find a nice Russian wife. However, they do not study the culture and the process. They become overwhelmed with responses. They are not disciplined to put in the work for the long term. Or they become disenchanted, decide it's too much work, and just kind of fade back and fade off into the distance. Category F, the non-serious man, is the largest of all the above conditions. These men jumped on the websites not understanding how serious Russian women are and what environment they are immersed in. They jump on the websites to, see what's all about and probe and find their way through this thing, not realizing how serious the Russian women are. There's a statistic that I read back in 2015 on the internet that only 5% of the men that communicate with Russian women, and we're talking millions and millions of transmissions, only 5% step up and make preparations to travel, step up and make preparations to receive a lady for marriage and to meet or bring ladies here. Only 5%. Very small number. And so they endure a lot of the non-serious men category. This statistic, I cannot find it right now. I looked a while back on the internet. It's web pages evolve and some go away and some get replaced. And so it's this statistic, the source that I would love to provide for you has disappeared. But I was absolutely astonished and shocked when I read it. I thought the statistic for serious men in the overall percentage would be higher. And then category G, the non-knowledgeable men. This is a different category. Some men have not matured, and they do not understand women at all, USA or Russian women. They are looking for something that simply does not exist, a fantasy idea, a unicorn. Here in the U.S., we call them unicorns because they're mythical creatures and they do not exist. These men will be better served if they enter into a romantic comedy by way of a virtual reality machine. But they're going to have the same difficulties in USA, in Russia, Western Europe, South America. They simply don't understand women, and this gives them serious problems from the beginning. And so that was maxim number 3 of Jonny D's list of maxims. And Jonny D's last maxim, number 4, you're dealing with a cultural barrier and a language barrier and a time zone barrier. Excuse me. Excuse me, that's the popcorn coming back on me. And so, on the number 4, cultural barrier and the language barrier, the cultural, language, and time zone. You will have to have patience and understanding on these items. It is a challenge for you and the Russian ladies. So I'll give you an example. When I first started talking to my now wife, I told her I was in sales for the for boat engine parts, and I do domestic sales and USA sales and international sales. And about 2 months later, I mentioned while I'm talking to my wife on Skype that I was a notary public, and she became confused and kind of called me out on this discrepancy. She had believed that I was telling her I had a different work occupation. She did not understand by culture and by language that in the USA, you can be a notary public, kind of a side thing. You don't have to have an office. You don't have to pursue it. My name's on a notary public website somewhere for the state of Florida, and that you don't have to do it. It's a low in the USA. It's a low level position for the state, and you notarize documents. It's not the same. Whereas in Russia, it is a full-time job, full-time agency. They certify and authenticate documents, and it's a bigger deal. And so that's just an example of the language thing. She thought I was mixing my story up and being Not deceitful, but just changing my story up when that's not the case. I still work with boat engine parts. I still work domestic sales, USA sales, and the notary public, I don't even pursue that. It's no big thing. So I present these maxims so that you have a better understanding and perhaps will have more patience and understanding as you communicate with the Russian ladies. You are cautious and leery. The Russian ladies are cautious and leery. We are all cautious and leery. So I have the following recommendations for you so that you may be better prepared as you communicate with Russian ladies. Number 1, study the culture. Number 2, do your research. There are very many articles and blogs on the internet and on YouTube, that's some of mine, about the different aspects of finding a Russian wife online. Knowledge is power. Go gain some more knowledge. Number 3, use reason and logic and common sense. And number 4, most important, please, I beg you, I implore you, please display patience and understanding. Your Russian lady is working very hard to communicate with you. Of course, you are welcome to consult with us here at happytogetherrus.us@gmail.com. My wife, Larissa, and I both consult together on many things. We consult during work. Don't tell nobody. We consult, I'll send her a text or an email during work. We consult over dinner. We're about to have dinner very shortly, and we'll be consulting on many things. And we consult very often, and so we both do this above and beyond our regular daily activities. And so I want to introduce to you this episode's Happy Together Sweethearts. Our Happy Together Sweethearts for this episode. All of our ladies, we know them well, and we have consulted with them, and they are real. We have Ekaterina, ID number 31003. Now, Ekaterina means Catherine in Russian. And so if you're familiar with the big city in the middle of Russia and in the Urals, Ekaterinburg, this was the city of Catherine, named after Catherine the Great. And so Ekaterina, ID number 31003, her eyes are gray blue, blonde hair. She is 5'6", and divorced and has a child of 4 years old. She has very long blonde hair, which you see on the photograph below. Her hobbies and interests: she studies psychology, English language learning, and does a very good job, by the way. Female education, training workshops. She likes to make compositions of bouquets and flowers. And so, wait, there's more. But you will have to come. You will have to come and see, and because I've just made an introduction. And so our next lady is Oksana, ID number 49006. Oksana, which is Russian for praise be to God. Now, Oksana is age 49, blue eyes, gray blue, blonde hair. Her height is 5'7". She's single. She has 2 absolutely lovely, gorgeous daughters, 8-year-old twins. And so she is a lady with a kind heart who looks at the world with a smile and a positive outlook, with a passion for simple but good things in life. Now pay attention to this next part. She has a healthy and active lifestyle. She is caring, sensitive, romantic, and curious in life. And so come and see, like the Bible says. In the Bible it said, come and see, and I saw. So come and see to our email, happytogetherrus.us@gmail.com, and come and see Oksana's profile, and I guarantee you will see that she has a healthy and active lifestyle. She gave to us an absolutely wonderful collection of photographs. So I have introduced to you some of our wonderful ladies. Contact us at happytogetherrus.us@gmail.com for more information. Thank you. We wish you a successful journey. And as we say in Russia, до свидания. Thank you.